Thief 3. So I'm really excited to do this game. It looks a little bit different because I'm playing with something called Thief 3 Tweaker. It's a program in which sort of enables you to make a fair amount of quality of life changes. So fonts, items, textures, all that sort of stuff. So, yeah.
I got a tip last night from my fence. Heartless Perry. A nobleman named Lord Julian had some sort of quarrel and showed up at a local inn well after nightfall and in a foul mood. He's carrying a velvet bag about the size of a man's fist, and it never leaves his sight. Sounds likely to be valuable, but I'll know for sure when I steal it from him. Perry sent over a floor plan of the place, the Blue Heron Inn. Finding his lordship won't be hard. His room number will be in the guest register, if I can get to the front desk to read it. The inn will have guards, but not as many as a private estate. That should make things easy, which is one of the reasons I'm willing to try it without knowing for sure what the take will be. Lord Julian is so protective of that bag. There's got to be something of value in it.
Okay, so this quality of life thing that we have here does a lot, so we don't need to really keep changing the difficulty between them. And just really quickly, there's 4 types of difficulty. So there's easy, normal, hard, and expert. As you can see, changing the difficulty will alter the sort of sensory perception of the NPCs. So they'll either have really acute hearing or tendency to distinguish you from dark places and light places. But also it'll increase the amount of loot that you need to collect throughout a mission, and also any sort of special items you need to collect. So normal is 1 with the difficulty of a 40% loot, 60% for hard, and 90% for expert. Also, you can't kill people on expert, so I try not to kill people as often as I can. But what we also have is we can see what loot we've collected, what items we've collected, and we can also have a look at the map before we gear up into a game. So these missions are going to be a bit different. I guess I'll sort of talk to you about them as we start doing the tutorial, which is coming up. But these loading screens never seem to pop up for some reason. So it's just going to be a black screen transitioning between the things. Okay, so this is the training mission. Basically, it just sort of teaches you the ropes of what's going on. And what you end up sort of getting from this mission is just where you should be sticking to, taking notice of your light gem, taking notice of enemy placements and all that sort of stuff. But also understanding that you can do lots of things, like use your mechanical eye with your arrows up and down, and also press V for third person mode. Okay, that guy was absolutely stupid as hell. Okay, so sticking to the light is a really important sort of aspect of the game, or the shadows I should say. And also surfaces are important too. So this surface here will create more noise if we walk on it instead of sort of sneak on it. There's items you can get that change the composition of the surfaces that you have. So you'll be able to hear really quickly the sound of me running on the cobblestone as opposed to the other way. The sound of me running on the wood. So it just really depends. Making sure that you take notice of sound. But we're just going to breeze through this tutorial mission as best as we possibly can. I'm going to pick up just a bunch of water arrows and sort of demonstrate what they are, because there's a whole bunch of different elemental arrows. So there's water, there's fire, there's oil, I believe, and there's moss. The moss arrow is what changes the composition of the flooring to muffle your sound. But basically, this mission here is a nobleman called Julian, who has a medallion that we want to steal because we're a thief. And this is just sort of teaching us the ropes. So we're going to approach a door with a lock on it, and this lock is a diamond shape, which is sort of one of the easiest locks that there are. Usually diamond shapes have about 3 tumblers. And when you lockpick, you'll be able to move your sort of pin around, and the closer you are to the sweet spot, the more it will sort of rumble. Now, if you just let it go, it will automatically pick it, or you can just click it to pick it. And that's pretty much how you can unlock doors within this area. Or within this game, I should say, sorry. So we're playing as Garrett, who has been the protagonist or deuteragonist or whatever you want to call it, anti-hero throughout Thief 1 and 2 and now this one. He's a keeper or a master thief, and he has a mechanical eye. It's a... oh jeez. That green thing, right? That was a really good camera angle, then it just decided to... yeah, look at that. And that's how we can use this. Because this game is very dark. Even on full brightness, it's incredibly dark. So Lord Julian, now we found out, is in the Peony suite, or Peony, I don't know. The Earl of Warwick is in the Cotillion suite. Aloysius Griggs is in the Dun room.
Lord Julian. Wouldn't do to have anyone think he was just Julian.
And I really, really like the voice actor of this, of Garrett. He voice acts, he also voices Mercer Frey in Skyrim. So this is an example of sort of loot. So the loot will, I'll try not to look at it, but the loot will shine, just a little sparkle here and there. I think it shines when you're within a certain radius of it. And it gives you an indication of what you can and can't steal. And this is just showing us that even when the room is light, you can still sort of blend in the shadows as best as you can. It's difficult, but it's possible. Okay, we're going to shoot a noisemaker arrow to get that guy to leave us alone.
Is something by that door?
And now we're going to use our objectives to see. So we're in Lord Julian's room and we're going to steal his velvet bag. But unfortunately there is no velvet bag because Morris the cook is meeting Lord Julian in the Lancaster room. So the information we've got from that is now we have to go find
His lordship has gone for a walk.
the Lancaster room.
Can't have gone far.
Okay, so I want to steal as much loot as we can within this sort of area. Wait, where the hell did the guard go? The fuck? I was gonna sock him over the head with my stick, but I didn't. I guess I didn't need to. I'm gonna steal this plate. It's very easy to miss that plate. Okay, I've picked up an object. Nice. Or not nice. So there's two things I can do. I can drop it with my right mouse or I can throw it with my left mouse. Throwing it creates a sound diversion, which is sometimes useful. Pick that up, head down here because this is where Morris and Lord Julian are. And I'm going to look at my... not only am I going to listen to the conversation that they're talking about, but I'm also going to look at my shadow gem down the bottom to see if I'm blending in with the shadows.
Bloodline Opal should rightfully be mine.
If I may, my lord, I can help you. I know the castle.
Well, you're a cook. What could you know?
Every evening after sunset, the supply wagon comes through that gate and into the courtyard, and no one looks twice. Arrange for your men to be inside one evening.
And then we cut our way through. 5 good men against 20, and my accursed cousin.
My lord, listen. There is a passage leading into the castle from the courtyard. I can open it for you when you give me the signal. The torch in the Lion's Head sconce. You must put it out.
The Lion's Head torch.
Awesome.
Yes.
So we've just not only grabbed the velvet bag and all the loot, but we've grabbed some useful information where
The family. The Lady Elizabeth will be waiting.
where we know that we can put the fire out for the Lion's Head torch when we get into the castle, and the cook will open the door on the right. So all we got to do now is just leave the inn.
Giving me time to return.
And this section here just randomly spawns a guard just over on this side, and it sort of shows you what you should be doing when you enter a combat scenario. Because as a thief, you're just really, really weak.
Close one. But I've still got the goods.
Alright, so I'm just going to quick save it because this game is absolutely prone to crashing. You're probably going to see me do that a lot. Because it's an old game. So, but at the beginning of every mission, there's a briefing, and at the end of every mission, there's a debriefing. So I'm going to try my best to have a mission that starts with a debrief, starts with a brief and ends with a debrief. So it's probably going to take a few parts to do some of the missions because they're quite considerable. But I guess, you know, we'll see how we can go with this. It's a complicated game.
Nothing like mixing in society, especially if it comes with good loot. The velvet bag turned out to hold a bronze medallion stamped with a griffin. Valuable enough, but more interesting was the conversation I overheard between Lord Julian and the cook. Especially the part about a huge opal and a conspiracy for stealing it. I'd hate to have anyone but me get a stone like that. But I need a better idea where to start looking. If I show the medallion to my fence, I'm sure he'll know more. Heartless Perry always does.
Cool, so that's the mission complete. Now we can look at the loot that we collected. So this was 100% of the level loot. I'm not going to do 100% runs because it's incredible to do them. I really don't remember the game at all. Even though I've played them, and I do remember bits and pieces, as you can probably tell, I don't remember enough to warrant a 100% run, so screw that. Yeah. Plus, I'm also sort of overcounting things through Sekiro and Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. So this is the loot we collected and how much it's worth. These are the items that we collected, the special items from the mission. And again, the map. We don't need to really worry about that anymore. We achieved every goal we had. We stole all of the loot. We were only caught once. What? Oh, maybe that was the noisemaker arrow. Yeah, cool. Okay.